Hello and welcome to Trains and Viettic. Today I'm in quite a busy street in Sheffield. I've got Chesterfield Road just in front of me, and just behind me here we've got Rails of Sheffield. I'm down on for open day, so I'm going to have a look around, see what they've got, talk to some of the trade, have a good old nosy. So let's start the title and then we can go and have a look in. So walking along the street, or driving along the street, you're open with quite a nice shop front, really promoting all the people they work with and their shops. You can see they've got a bit of building work going on, but they have one shop down here and then the other bit down there. So as this is looking quieter, I think we'll start in here. I do apologise, I don't really have the best lens for this, but just looking in the window, we can see some lovely Class 04s and some nice diesels, and then Thomas at the bottom. Then in this window, we've got a few big sets, and then we've got Airfits, Warhammer, and wooden models. So we're going to start off going to the main shop, and we're welcomed with a nice woodland scenic section, and we also have a nice people from Calverton Models. If they want to be on camera, I might have a quick chat with them, let them to promote what they got. So you're Cavalex Models.
Yep.
And you're here on for open day. So I'm Richard, I'm from Trains and Viettic. I'll give you one of my cars on the way out.
Okay.
So what are you showing off today then?
Well, we're showing off our new 56 model. This is the first engineering sample that's arrived fully working.
Quite impressive little model. So nice brass etching, working lights which you still don't get to certain manufacturers. Not mentioning any names. And then down here, these are models you have brought out already.
Yes, they are. We've got some of our production models, some 3D prints and some pre-production samples.
So this is all looking good, so I'll carry on wandering around. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Cheers.
Cheers, thanks, bye-bye.
So what lovely people. Trying to make sure not to get people who don't want to be on the camera, which is always hard. So we now got a bit more woodland scenic stuff. Nice to see such good range. You've got all the stuff for foam. You've got the starter kits. The pigment's very nice. And then, if I try to move it over, we have a good old Gauge Master stand. All the bits you could want, including the static grass and also their moving vehicle. So then we've got the Metcalf and Peco scenic things, and we all know I love a good old Metcalf kits. And then you've got round match paints, and then over here we have the Scenic Craft by Batman. We have Dapple working signals, which is all really nice. And we've got the retro cans. Over there we've got train check signals and nice people at the desk. So if I try to make sure not to get anyone in, and we can now wander up a bit more. And we can see the lovely people from Peco. Trying to make sure not to get people in the camera. So, Peco's been showing some nice new bits. This is for a ball head track, which I think I'll be using in my new layout. And this, I believe, is a setup using it. The nice thing is you can see much more prototypical track spacing to what you get on the normal track. But in the shop they have a good selection of all the Peco track, the Peco C-nits, and even the Peco track. Over here they have a nice little diorama showing all the Peco stuff. And is that your TT gauge stuff? Which is nice to actually see in person. This is quite an interesting thing to see coming back. But this looked really nice spacing, and give you the space and the space and detail. So both scales, both things you get from 2 different scales. So over there you've got more woodland scenics, and they also have Rex textured materials, which I've been used at work and they're really amazing. So over there we've got DCC Concert, but there's quite a few people, so I'll just pause for a moment. Okay, I'm back on for camera, and they've got a nice selection of Cato track, and then they've got some nice paints. DCC Concert have been kind enough to bring a nice demonstration layout today.
Well, that's staying here. We're leaving this with Rails, so this will be here now going forward, so you can come in and look at it anytime you want.
Ah, so this is now a permanent one, which is really nice to know. Good way to see the new products. And one of the things they have announced, I must probably get told off with this, is a new lighting system. As you can see, there's 2 lights in there, and that can be controlled via the, I can't remember system, but it's easy DCC one, and I'm hoping to pick one up today. So they have all the different point lights on display. They have this is demonstrating their shunting unit, which you get in their chips, and you can see how bright that is. So if we go over here, we can start off looking at the Zen tips, which are along here. You also have ABC units to do all your magic. Good selection of heat shrink and cables. You've got the pickups. Then you've got the cold point. So you've got all your switches and cable for the cobalt system.
Yes. One moment, you should find it.
So either have the meter, which I'll be getting some eventually, adapters to change the thing. These are always good pockets. Track connectors, bus bars for suppression units, all and for point motors. These I'll be ending up with at some point, and they even have their working points switches. So if you want to go traditional, you've got those points. Then we've got the nice soldering irons, temperature controlled. Then you've got the rolling roads. If you watch my channel, you'll know I have 2 of those. Then you have work cradles, the cobalt point motor, the digital, and then you've got the gauge master equipment. So I'll pause for a moment, and then I'll try to get over on that side. Okay, I'm back. For you it was nothing. So we've got the alpha switches. These are so that you can switch outputs. Then you have the alpha mimics. A few moments ago I showed you the new lighting system, which is this one here. So you've got the lights there, and then it just uses the mimic board. So you can digitally control the lights. Then you have signals, power supply, signals just for lights without the mimic, so I believe you can power them off another voltage. I'll check in a moment. Then you've got more of the lights for switches. You've got the Cobalt Alpha, which you can plug the switches into, or your own switches to send for commands over the digital system. You have face panels. You have the ESR, which is their wireless system. Then we got connectors. Then over here we've got weathering powders, strippers, multi-blocks, millions of screws and screwdriver, table lights which are quite nice, joiners with all of the screws, mini drill bits, weights, all your gauges and electrical pickup wheels, soldering stuff including 100 degrees solder, soldering iron, flux, mimic panel, and then new lighting system on display. If we look over here, you can see the controller down there, trying to make sure not to get people. And then we've got the Rail Connect by DCC Concepts. So these are very similar but don't have quite so many functions. And then down there we've got the bellies. So let's see if anyone wants to chat to me. So I'm here with Richard from DCC Concert.
Hello there.
And he's going to explain the system which I tried to explain to you slightly better. So this is his new lighting system.
So forgive the rough building, we just put this together very quickly. This is just a little Metcalfe waiting room, as you can see. So in there you can see two LEDs. These are just lighting discs, which you can see here. In this pack there's 24 of those lighting discs. Each disc has got a 500mm tail on the lighting disc, and then there's also 24 plugs, and each of those plugs has already got 500 millimeters of wire on there as well. So it's not liquid. So that means you've got a meter between the wire and the control board. The control board comes in the pack, and that just connects to your DCC bus, so no additional power is required, no additional components are required. That just connects in, the LEDs plug into it, and then you can control your LEDs. So I've got a little power cab here, as you can see. And if I just select accessory 13, you'll see that light turn off in the building, and I can turn it on, turn it off. Okay? Very, very straightforward. Plug and play, building lighting. And Rails are selling this pack of 24 there, as you can see, £67.95. And that's got 24 LEDs in there, so it makes it very cost effective to do your buildings as well.
So 24 times 64, that worked out to about two.
Well, don't forget you've got your control board in there as well.
Board.
Now you can do obviously strips of lights in buildings, you can do a row of terraced houses, you can do an office block. The beauty with this system is that when you do that, each of the individual rooms, each of the individual houses, each of the individual rooms in the office block is individually controllable. You don't just turn on all of your lights, you can actually turn on individual lights. Now you can in all DCC systems, well, all decent ones, you can set macros. So you can actually set it to turn on certain lights and turn off certain lights when you send a macro command. So that way you can actually have building lights turning on and off semi-automatically all over your layout as well. It's a really, really cool little system.
And this is a very, very well priced. If you look at the train tech system, you don't get the LEDs, and it's only give you 4 for I can't remember how much. And this you'll get to 24. That works out very good value. So I'll be picking one up on my way out. So
the other system, of course, is to look at the Just Plug range as an example, as a comparison, as a plug and play lighting range. You'd need the power supply, which is about £26, I think, and then you need the individual control boards, which will only do 4 or 6 LEDs, and then the LEDs are £11 for 2. So it gets very, very expensive very fast. This is
a very good system. So thank you for your time, and I'll carry on wandering around. So
no problem.
Cheers.
Have a good day.
So I've going to manage to bother one of the members of staff. This is Franklin.
Hello.
And he's one of the employees here. So we're in Rails of Sheffield. I can see why it's got the name. How long have it been here for?
Not all that long, since about March. So only a couple of months, really.
But you have had shops in this area for a long time in Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yep. And so what do you sell? I've seen you do Hornby, no, Peco, DCC Concert, Calverton.
Yeah, we pretty much stock every major brand of locos, rolling stock, accessories, track work, you name it really. Anything to do with railways is you can find exactly what you need.
And what's the main reason people come to this shop then?
Reliability,
Rails exclusive,
quality, and just the breadth of options you have for everything really.
So are you into the hobby yourself then?
I am, yeah. So I've got a relatively small, mostly hand kit built and kit bash 009 layout that I'm, as always, working on.
Yep. I take it that that's a good knowledge base at InfoShop then.
Yeah, and I've only really I had a little bit here and there before I started working here, but since working here, the encouragement and passion with the rest of my colleagues and talking to customers has just made me want to properly get back into it, and it's been really, really fun since.
So for the last question is, what one item do you reckon I should buy today?
Ooh, that's a very good question. One item that you could get, probably one of the Dapol signals, because they're just so surprisingly... Well, actually no, probably the Dapol water tower, because of all of the silly little features of motorised pouring arm and the sound chip in it that has funny sounds of grumpy old men yelling.
I got to agree with that recommendation, as I bought one from on your Christmas sale. So thank you for your time, and I'll carry on exploring. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
So I just walked out for the main shop. Just there it's going to be the Pca Town section, but today it's out in the nice outdoors, so let's wander around. Again, I'll try to avoid getting people on the thing. So first of all, there's a nice little layout which is for sale. Really nice. You've got working points. Really nice. So we'll then wander around over here, and there's all kinds of Metcalfe buildings. Look like someone had the same problem as me. Too many Metcalfe buildings, I don't know what to do with them. Then we've got Engage building, we've got buses, and we've got planes. I have a toilet up there and catering. Then over here, this is all for second bits today, so you've got all wagons into spots, £5 each, coaches, more coaches, and then we've got more wagons. Then if I move across here, we can see that I have a good range of scaled Dale, some nice sets, and they even got G gauge. What a gorgeous little train. No, I can't buy one today, Richard. Steam engine, more wagons, and that's all the things I've got on sale out here, so let's go into the new Emporium. So now we're at the window, trying to do something about the reflection. A lot of come and buy me's in here. I like that diesel, even a Thomas set. So very nice welcoming window. And then over here we've got some more, and we even got to Percy. So over on this side we've got the G gauge Thomas. Then we've got all kinds of bits. So what's saying by me today? I like those little bananas. Dapol units. And they're on special at the moment. Then we've got a few more trains here and a few more there. You look at those hydrants. We know I got a problem with these. And more bananas. These wagons look quite nice. Just need to make sure that Gareth doesn't know I've seen them. But sorry. Then down here we've got some more nice bits. And up here, ooh, that's a nice little train. And then we've got the electric trains over here. Oh, that's quite a nice one. So let's go across to the other side. So we've got Batman and Rails, Oxford Rails, and even Gauge Master down there. More G-gauge bits. Some nice wagon. Ooh, that train's quite nice. You've got cranes, and then you've got Batmans, including sound fitted. More locos. So this is the steam side, this side. And then we've got diesel and electric over there. So we've got the Grand Central Railway bits there, and a good selection of coaches. More buildings, wagons and coaches. Then down there we've got the Flying Scotsman. Then we get on the 009. So a nice section of 009. If we just look along. And then you even got the 009 buildings. That's quite a nice train. Yeah, I like those little buildings up there. You also have Continental, so HOE if I remember correct. Yep, HOE. And then this looked quite American. And then down here we go back to the Scaledale. And then down there another nice train. So going along, ooh, that's a nice train. Controllers, more scale craft, and more American, and even more American. And now some N-gauge and Continental. So if I try to do this, make sure not to get anyone in the camera. So these are some of their limited models. So that's a Rails Deltic. People are just greasing past, so we can let them there. Then we've got the KP model sample. You even have a shop in scale. Down there we've got some nice locos. Then we've got more wagons down here. And some nicely weathered stuff. Then we've got some nice locos up there. Going down to there. Then over here, I like that Great Western Railway one. That could go quite nicely on the layout. And I got that one on the first Batman discount day. Then wandering along, we got to diesel. They even have a nice range of sound chips and models. So let's carry on down. Got to say, everyone here have been really friendly. Everyone's putting up with me, running around with a camera. So if I do have a railway at the top, which isn't running today, Thomas, Percy, Annie, Clarabelle, the important ones. And now we're in the N-gauge section. So, again, real nice range of N-gauge. With more N-gauge here and N-gauge buildings. I like how well this is lit. Then we've got some more Metcalfe buildings. And we have a very friendly customer service desk. And then if I try to do that, they left some nice sweets out to try to bribe us. Okay, so this is now the pre-owned section. So all of this is lovely pre-loved stuff, but you can see in really nice condition. And I do like these cases, it's all really nice. We then got some nice O-gauge stuff. And we have more pre-owned. I do like these little signs telling you what you're looking at. They're offering us drinks, which is very nice. Then we've got some O-gauge stuff here and even live steam. Even wooden trains and along here. And then finally we've got the lovely people from Revolution and N, which I might see if I can annoy them as I have annoyed everybody else so far. Well, we've got Ben here from Revolution Trains. He's been very kind to talk to me. Got to admit, everyone here has been very kind, so he can now tell us about his new products and what he's trying to get me to buy today.
Well, I'm not trying to get you to buy anything because we don't have anything to sale. I would like you to pre-order stuff because we work on a pre-order model. So the first thing I'll show you is this Alcan Pca Tank. Now this is something we announced only a month ago. These tanks run from Blyth in northeast England up to the only remaining aluminium smelter in the UK, which is at Fort William in Scotland, in the Highlands, at the base of Ben Nevis. So this wagon, you can see, has got a slightly longer tank barrel than perhaps most wagons. It's got the older style parabolic suspension. It's got a ladder at this end, which is how it was originally built, although in later years these wagons have had the ladder removed, and we're also offering that version. These models are going to be available in 5 different liveries, which you can see on the far there, from the original Alcan introduced in 1988 right through to how they're running today for Alvance from Blyth to Fort William. Other products we've got, these wagons here are IPA car carriers and EcoFret FWA container flats. These are all on a ship at the moment coming in. Customers will have pre-ordered these wagons, and as soon as they arrive we will send them out. Other 00 models we've got are these HOA hoppers. Now these are decorated samples just to check the colours and the appearance is right. Once we've double checked those, because they've only just arrived, we will sign them off for production, close our pre-order book, and those models will go into production and hopefully be delivered sometime in the new year. We've also got some N-Gauge models here as well, because N-Gauge is something we're very keen on. We've got the Class 59, these two ones at this end, the GBRF 2 liveries. These are both Rails exclusives, along with the Drax hopper here. That's also being produced exclusively for Rails. Other Class 59 liveries we've got are the original Foster Yeoman, EWS, Hanson and Aggregate Industries. These aren't all the liveries we're doing, it's just a selection that we thought we'd show off today. And the last 2 things I can show you are the Class 1 to 8 parcels rail car. Those will be going into production in about a month and a half's time. And also we've got the Inspection Saloon Caroline. We've already produced that in 00, it's in production now. And we're about to start production of those in N-Gauge as well. And people can go on our website and pre-order them. And our pre-order prices are always lower than the prices from retailers afterwards.
Okay, thank you very much, Ben. So, thank you for Rails of Sheffield for allowing me to come down here today and film. Thank you to all for trade who turned up. Thank you to Calverton, DCC Concept, Revolution, and really nice for you to spend your time chatting to me. So I'm going to call it here. My Wednesday night live streams return this week. So I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much. Richard.